Alrighty guys, so we're back for some mono blue tempo, and this is a Phyrexia all will be one standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Blue Cat and I play control decks and any decks with blue in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Obviously, April Fools, guys. Today we are going to be playing as Blue Cat because, mono blue April Fools. I thought it would be fun. We're obviously Red Cat, but you guys already know that, huh? So what do we got in the build? We have 4 Considers, just a great instant speed card we see all the time. We got 4 Delvers in here. Some mono blue doesn't run any Delver. I like Delver, obviously. I like swinging in with creatures, so yeah, 4 of them. We got 4 Fading Hope, great card. We got 2 Slip Out the Back, a way to protect our very few amount of creatures. We have a couple Essence Captures, and right now what we're seeing over a card like Essence Capture is actually Scatter Ray. And I love this pick because it can hit artifacts as well, and a controller paying 4 for an artifact or creature, that's a lot of mana, man. So Scatter Ray is going to pretty much hit no matter what, and just being able to pick up a Bank Buster sounds awesome. So Scatter Ray almost made the cut, but I opted for an Essence Capture for just a little bit of extra aggro packed in here, I guess. More counters sounds good. We also have a way to proliferate, which we'll go over in just a second. We have a couple Spectral Adversaries. This card just does not see enough play, guys. It's a 2 mana, 2/1, flash flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 in a blue any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many +1/+1 counters on Spectral Adversary, then up to that many other target artifacts, creatures, and or enchantments phase out. So that could be really good. In the late game, it's just a great top deck too. Helps you wrap up locked down board states and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. We have 2 Negates in here. I really don't know what the configuration of counter spells is supposed to look like, so hopefully 2 Negates is fine. We have 3 Make Disappears, probably supposed to be 4 Make Disappears, but again, I have no idea what the correct configuration of counter spells should be. We have 3 Experimental Augury in here. This is a 2 mana instant. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Then you get to proliferate. So, what card is usually played in this spot? Of course, Impulse, right? Impulse basically does the same thing, but it's the top 4 cards and you don't get that proliferate. So, yeah, I guess if you're not going for more +1/+1 counters in the build, Impulse is definitely the better pick, right? But this time, since I have counters from Capture and counters from Slip Out the Back and potential counters from Adversary, I thought the Proliferate would be pretty fun. And trying out Augury also works with Jace the Perfected Mind, which could also be a 3-drop if you want to pay that 2 life for completing Jace, right? So this is a 4 mana or 3 mana, 5 loyalty planeswalker with completed. The +1 here is until your next turn, up to 1 target creature gets -3/-0. That's actually, it's not that bad. Like, the +1 can be pretty decent sometimes. So you have a -2 here, target player mills 3 cards. Then, if a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, you draw 3 cards. Otherwise, you draw a card. So in this deck, you actually just target yourself with that ability, and you're sending so many cards to the grave anyways. Mono blue really likes to have its instants and sorceries in the graveyard. So yeah, I think Jace is going to be a great fit here. Also has that -X where target player mills 3 times X cards. You could totally just play Jace, -X everything to your own face, and then swing in with a Haughty Djinn for the victory, right? Speaking of Haughty Djinn, there it is. Yep, all 4 of them, of course, right? And we need it. And it is, of course, so the power is equal to the number of instants and sorcery cards in your graveyard, but I don't think we have any sorceries in here. I think everything in the deck is instant speed. Yes, it is. Everything in the deck is instant, which is good. Of course, instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, which is just a very powerful ability in and of itself, right? So we have all 4 Thirst for Discoveries here. 3 mana, draw 3 cards, discard 2 cards unless you discard a basic land. Nice, of course. We have 2 Flow of Knowledge. So a 5 mana instant speed, draw a card for each island you control, then discard 2 cards. We've been seeing this a lot more recently, and it is very scary as the opponents know how to draw 5 cards off of it. It's kind of insane, actually. The top end, we got a couple of Tolarian Terrors. I'm pretty sure everyone's playing 4 Terrors nowadays. Don't quote me on that, though, but I dropped down to 2 Terrors to try a couple Spectral Adversaries because I think Flash Flying is actually just going to be terrific, and plugging counters on it with Capture or Slip Out the Back is going to be awesome, too. It could potentially come down earlier than Terror as well, even though Terror isn't too bad to get to 1 or 2 mana, you know? So, okay. Mana base, guys. Soaring City, 20 islands. We still have some honorable mentions chilling over here. Spell Pierce. Again, counter spells. Counter spells are beyond me, guys. I have no idea what the correct configuration is. Invoke the Winds almost made the cut. I think it's a really fun card, as well as a Blue Sun's Twilight almost made the cut. And then March of the Swirling Mist really almost made the cut. All right, that's the list, guys. Hopefully I put together an all right mono blue tempo. I think we're going to be fine. I am a little bit out of my comfort zone, but hey, I mean, today we're playing as Blue Cat, which this is completely up their alley, so let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, and see how we do. All right into that first match, guys. What am I expecting from the build? I don't know. I have no idea. Ooh, only 1 land and it's a Soaring City. Oh, wait, is it keepable though? No, not just with the Fading Hope, right? We want to at least see 2 land in the opener. There we go. Couple Haughty Djinns. I guess we send a Haughty Djinn because there's no guarantee that we'll see the 3rd land for a little while, and I think keeping everything else is a little bit more important then. Could be right up against mono black. Oh, Grixis? Oh, Bankbuster, okay. Well, Make Disappear is open. Stop their Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Aha! Okay. That's a great counter for us. Okay, island. Haughty Djinn gets picked up. Probably want 1 more island so we have Slip Out the Back open, right? Let's just go Thirst for Discovery. Essence Capture could pick up a creature like Sheoldred. Go ahead and do the Thirst for Discovery. So they kept the Bankbuster open, and probably like a Go for the Throat open as well. Oh, they have their own Make Disappear. Yeah, Grixis runs those. Ooh, saw the 4th island. A second Make Disappear would be soul crushing, but I doubt they have it. I'm guessing it's going to be like normal removal, like that Go for the Throat that I was thinking. Oh no! Well, yay! That's a good example of where like a Spell Pierce would come in handy, you know what I mean? So you have Slip Out the Back available, and Essence Capture is not available, which is another reason to think about the, what was the other one called? The Scatter? Alright, Slip Out the Back does protect from Sheoldred's Edict, however, yeah, we'll see. These decks run so much removal that we're going to need a little bit more than what we have in hand right now. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, okay. Anyways, yeah, Essence Capture doesn't get reduced by the Djinn, so that's something to think about, I suppose. We could go Fading Hope Goblin, but we probably want to use Fading Hope to protect the Djinn, right? I guess if we Fading Hope Goblin, they don't have the 5th mana for Invoke Despair when they swing with Goblin, but they might just have the 5th mana in hand too, so it feels like it would be better to go Fading Hope the Djinn to protect it. I don't know, honestly, not landing the Thirst for Discovery was pretty bad. Yeah, they found the 5th mana anyways. Here's the 6th mana. Hopefully they play a creature soon. Essence capture not doing too much here. Draw with Bankbuster, still have 4. We really want to hit a Shieldred with a counter. Make Disappear is fine. Again, tempted by the Fading Hope to the Goblin. We would get that Scry as well. I don't know. Let's go ahead and swing. The opponents have enough mana to deal with the Make Disappears extra, unless they play something huge like Blade Coil Serpent, right? See, they have the 2 mana. Alright, we'll get the Scry, we'll protect the Djinn. I know it's a little bit like another Djinn on top. Okay, we should probably keep that, right? Probably, I think. The Djinn is safe. Their life total was also safe, though, so... Uh-oh. Yeah, Grixis has answers, guys. Okay, Make Disappear for the Haughty Djinn. Woohoo! Tough uphill battle in the first game here. Looking at that capture, I think it'll still be fine, though. I think capture will still be fine. There's Invoke Despair. We didn't have the Make Disappear available for it because we only had the 1 island open. Oh, no. Yeah, see, countering that would have been huge for us. Swinging for 4, down to 8. We have a couple turns. Well, maybe a couple turns. They could find another Invoke Despair this turn and wrap it up. I'm thinking. I don't think there was too much to be done there. This is the only counter spell we have, so we might as well play it, have them pay 2. We could also just let it die, but I'm pretty sure this one's going to Grixis, guys. So I think the biggest thing was that Thirst for Discovery counter, right? We didn't necessarily play into it, I guess. We played it on their turn. They dropped the Make Disappear on their turn, which wasn't too bad. But the extra card draw, man. See, they have 3 mana open and Fading Hope. Okay, well, that's that, huh? It's actually, Grixis is a perfect example, too. Yeah. Yeah, that Essence Scatter that hits the artifacts, you can really see in this particular match why it would have been much better. And it would have been only 1 blue mana with the Haughty Djinn on the board. It'll be interesting, though. I think overall... Can't believe we're surviving right now. Haughty Djinn! I'll keep it, why not? Grixis has so much removal though, but it's fine. Hey, there's the Shieldred. Submit 0. It's too bad our Djinn isn't on this board. It's too much removal to deal with though. A Corpse Appraiser, nice. Actually, that's all they needed. Power up Bankbuster, swing on in. Good game, opponent. What kind of emotes does Mono Blue? What kind of emotes does Mono Blue rock? Let's do this one. The Blue Dragon. Good game though, opponent. Very, very, very tough deck to go up against, depending on what you're playing, of course. I actually... Let me know in the comments who's technically the favored against in that matchup. Because Mono Blue versus Grixis, I feel like that happens all the time, but not with us because we don't really play Mono Blue or Grixis. So let me know in the comments which one's technically favored there. No idea. Right, it's a much better starting hand here. That's right, we had to mulligan last time too. And we're going first here. That could be huge. Could mean a huge difference. Because we'll have Make Disappear open early. The Skrelv. Speaking of early, this might be an early game. Alright, Make Disappear available. If we don't use it, we'll drop the Spectral Adversary. Okay, well, we should probably stop the Hive. Right? I think so. I think so, yeah. Thirst for Discovery will be open next turn, as well as the Adversary. Keep playing the islands for now, obviously, while we're drawing them. Okie dokies. They got the Poison Ball rolling. We'll see. Tolarian Terror blocks really well, but of course Skrelv can get things past it. Can drop Adversary block. It's not bad. Nah, it's going to be Thirst for Discovery this turn. Right? I think so. Because they could just drop Skrelv number 2. And a 2-drop as well, so I think it's Thirst for Discovery, Search for More. At some point we'll be able to get the flow of knowledge going too. Rat Priest. Alright, what's your 2-drop opponent? Is it another Hive? No, passing it back, huh? Okay, Thirst for Discovery. Negate. Delver. Oh man. I like the second Terror, honestly. I think we send the Negate and the Delver? We have no basic lands in hand, which is a little awkward. Maybe it's a Terror, actually. And play the... no, it's going to be the Delver. I think the double Terror wouldn't be too bad. I like keeping Adversary in hand, too. Okay, Terror's 4 mana, so we can play this. Unless we wanted to keep the Negate open with the Adversary. Or we could use the Adversary's ability and phase something out. Now, I think it's the Terror. It has Ward, too, so they'll have to use the Skrelvmite's ability, right? Man, I'm probably butchering this deck so bad. I apologize, guys. Bloated Contaminator. Like, Terror just blocks so well, but Skrelv is just terrible, guys. Skrelv gets the damage through regardless. They use the Skrelv's ability, call blue. What? I guess they wanted protection. Right? I guess they wanted protection in case we had something. Which we don't. We don't have any Fading Hopes or anything. Terror number 2 can come down. They use this on Contaminator, swing on in, they'll get the Proliferate. So I think it's going to be Spectral Adversary this time. Could start swinging with Terror. Let's go no attacks. Make sure that they're forced to call blue with the Skrelv. And then on the stack of Skrelv, we'll go Spectral Adversary. Phase out the Contaminator. Right? I think so. I don't know, it's a tough decision, man. Now I'm feeling what all those mono blue players feel. Which is, I guess, a different experience. Kind of, right now, at least in these first 2 games, it just kind of feels like we're constantly trying to push back. Alright, so Spectral Adversary, pay the 2. Target Contaminator, phase that out. Or we could keep the Negate open. But no, that doesn't make much sense. We definitely want to slow this down as much as possible here. They have some protection in hand. Tyvar Stand. Yeah. Woo! That's big damage, too. They paid it all for the stand. So they're going to get 2 more through. Proliferate. We're at poison 6, guys. How are we going to get past this? Flow of Knowledge is open. How are we going to get past this? If we would have swung with Terror last turn, they wouldn't have used the Skrelv. They would have just swung, probably. If we get more blue creatures down, it's not helping the matter either, because they still just use Skrelv Call Blue. Maybe it is Flow of Knowledge. Keep Negate open. Hope we don't die next turn, right? We probably do die, though. I don't know. Alright, let's keep the Negate open. We have to keep multiple blockers back. Okay. Yeah, you have to keep multiple blockers because they can pick up the Adversary with their 3-mana creature. The Toxic Brutal Cathar, I forget what it's called right now. And we still have to be able to block the Rot Priest when it comes time. Other than that, the Negate was open in case they have something that ends the game with Rot Priest. And we negate it before the Rot Priest. Well, wait. Will it still become the target before the counter happens? Actually, I don't know how that works right now for some reason. I don't know why I can't remember that. Either way, going up to 9. A flow of knowledge. So if it's like a Tamiyo safekeeping, they target, right? And then we negate it, but does the target still activate the Rot Priest? Why can't I think if that's how that works or not? All right, flow of knowledge. It's got to be something just terrific here. Fading Hope, that's good. Essence Capture would have been great. Wow. I guess Delver. Thirst for Discovery? No, we don't need the Make Disappear. Maybe we should keep Thirst for Discovery, actually, in case we use that on our turn. Actually, I just don't know. So many options, guys. So many things to do all the time. Island. I feel like there was a lot of different ways we could have drawn. So right now, we can bounce the Skrelv. We'll have enough blockers on the ground, but then the Rot Priest will end up. So if we do this on our turn, we get the Scry. Skrelv doesn't have haste is the big thing here, guys. Oh. Oh my goodness, guys. What am I doing? The Rot Priest. I mean, there was no way through that. Either way, that's really funny. I didn't mean to do that. My brain was completely telling me that we were safe there. I'm sorry, guys. So there really wasn't a way through then after we got all that. But yeah, that's really funny, dude. Wow. Okay. Woo. This is why I play red, guys. Let's see if we could see if we could make it up to you here. So first 2 matches there, right up against Grixis, right up against Selesnya Toxic. So just big meta builds. So let's see. Okay, good hand actually. Yeah, we have a turn 1 Delver. That's terrific, dude. We have the Augury this time. Nothing to proliferate with it, but cut down, you monster. All right, we'll keep the Adversary open. And we'll probably end up doing it unless we use that Make Disappear. Adversary. Probably like another, like a, no go for the throat or anything. Of course, they could wait for our turn with that. Make Disappear open. But the blue tells me that they wouldn't want to wait for our turn for that, so we have to consider. Alright, swing. See if they play any creatures here. Because the Essence Capture would be huge to do before the Augury, but we'll see. It's not necessary. Like, you don't want to hold this back too long just for the sake of proliferating. It's more so the thought process behind it was whenever it does come in handy, then it will come in handy. Or whatever you have counters, then it will come in handy, you know what I mean? Aha! Essence Capture. Boom. Yes. Alright. Go ahead and consider. I don't know. Sure. We'll keep that. Think so. Let's search for a land real quick and proliferate before the swing. Oh, man. Well, I wanted to land. Submit. Look at us go, guys. Look at us go. Alright, we have the second Augury open, but we wanted to keep Make Disappear to try to stop removal. Oh, that works too. Yeah, we don't want their fight rigging to actually hit the board here. Negate, that's good. Alright, let's see what we find. We do this before the swing for the proliferate. Terror. Terror. Still cost, oh no, there we go. It's 2. Do we play it? Yeah, we play it. I doubt they have a board wipe in a fight rigging deck, but you never know, right? We do have 10 damage on the board. Shakedown Heavy's a great blocker. Wow. Did we just draw perfect or what? Oh my goodness, and they didn't have removal with their 2 open mana. GG opponent, man. Oh jeez. Oh no. That felt wrong on so many levels. Like this, like we just completely just picked it apart. Ah, jeez. That's why counter spells are so gross, guys. Oh man. Kind of wish that was the first match. I feel like that showcased the tempo side of this big time, right? Like why Adversary was an inclusion in my version of Mono Blue, you know what I mean? But it's fine. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take those types of matches literally whenever. Okay, not bad. Go ahead and keep this. Swift Spear. Mono Red, it's been so long, Mono Red. What are you doing here, buddy? It's so good to see you. We're gonna get ran over, guys. Oh man. We're probably gonna consider, but okay, they're just gonna do one with Swift Spear. I was gonna say you wait until they actually activate something here, but yeah, we'll drop the consider. Do we keep the land? I guess so, right? I guess so. Because you never know, like, we're gonna need to get the terror down as soon as possible. Forge Chanter's a good one. It might be Mono Red Prowess here, guys. Flame Breather. Hey, okay. We'll go ahead and make disappear that. That does a lot of extra damage as the games go on. So Ancestral Anger style deck, right? Swift Spear number 2. Oh, we're in trouble, guys. We got to get this terror on the board to start blocking immediately. Thirst for Discovery's open. Negate is open. Fading Hope. Spectral Adversary. Alright. Ending the turn. I'm starting to get the flow of the deck a little bit more here. I'm starting to get it. So we saved the Negate for like a lightning strike, right? Because the Prowess is going through regardless. What's one more damage off the first Anger? A second Anger might... Well, they get a draw too. Maybe it was Negate. Ooh, okay. We negate the Reckless Impulse. That's 2 extra cards that they'd be able to play for 2 turns in a row, right? They still have 1 card in hand, so they could use that. Okay, Fading Hope, they'll recast Swift Spear, taking 6 here. Yeah, we're just in danger in general. We should keep the island so we can play the terror next turn, right? Terror's down to 2, which means we can play it for 1. We go Thirst for Discovery. And if we don't see it, we ditch a Flow of Knowledge, right? So, okay. So go Thirst for Discovery. Slip out the back's pretty good. Discard basic land. Decline. I'm gonna keep the Flow of Knowledge and ditch the slip out the back. And the Adversary now. How does that feel? Flow of Knowledge gonna restock our hand. This will get Terror to 1 mana. Terror blocks, but I still think we're in trouble. I think we're in big trouble. They probably still full swing every turn, right? Bro. This is scary, dude. I'm glad, honestly, I think Flame Breather was a good counter. I think it was, because they wouldn't have to swing to wrap up games with that. So they would need to play 2 things to get this Prowess above the Terror. I hope they don't have 2 things to play. because we need something to die here, and I want it to be the Forge Chanter, but they did have two things. Crap. And then they do this for one, and it protects it. Oh, we're just dead, though. Yeah, no, Lightning Strike to face, and then the Swift Spears were the extra 6 damage. GG opponent, man. We really did. We got run down, but I think the deck overall did all right there. And you can see why people are running all 4 terrors, because when you are up against a deck like that, playing a bunch of 1-mana terrors, it just seems ridiculous overall. Guys, I hate to say it, I'm actually having a little bit of fun right now. It's like, it's weird. It's a weird feeling, but oh, hey, while I have you here in the middle of the video, by the way, if you're interested in becoming a channel member, there's a join button somewhere below the video. I never know exactly where it is. Okay, this is a good hand, but Blue Cat is gonna be an emoji for channel members, so that'll be fun. Be able to use the Blue Cat emoji down in the comments. Delver hits the board, and I do super duper appreciate all that support from channel members, so thank you guys so much. Woohoo! Flippin' Delver, turn 1. Life is good, guys, life is good. Slip out the back available. Go ahead and swing. Delver. Okie dokies. We also could have kept the Negate open too instead of playing Delver number 2, but this is a tempo build for a reason, not mono blue control, you know? A Braid. Slip out the back. Flip? No. Decline. Wow, GG opponent. Drops the concede. We didn't have the 3rd land, so I think that really, really, really could have gone either way. I mean, and we didn't flip the 2nd Delver too. If we flipped the 2nd Delver, that would have been 7 damage in the air. Negate was open for more protection, I guess, when it came time. I can understand the concede, actually. I can understand it. Okay. Double checking here. We might have time for 2 more, guys, honestly. Wow, and we're getting right into these matches too, so yeah, we'll see. One of the things when I was putting together the Blue Cat for the video, the Blue Cat's head is a little bit larger than Red Cat. I think I think it's fitting. That's funny though. Okay, no creatures, a little sketchy. Consider helps us find stuff. Yeah, sure. I don't really, not 100% certain, but I think having consider here makes this a little bit more keepable, because if we see a land, then we're closer to Thirst for Discovery. Or mono red, wow. I mean, if you guys were keeping track in my last week of videos or so, I think we'll keep that. I kept bringing up, we just aren't seeing mono red, but everyone else is, and here they are. I found them. My friends, my pals. Consider's open, Augury's open. Probably Augury, right? But we'll keep the Essence Capture, obviously, to hit 2-mana creature. Yeah, that's good enough. I'd say that's good enough. Even though we don't get a counter, it's worth... Yeah, it slows them down a lot. Negate, huh? So we could consider on our turn to look for a land. If we don't see a land, though, that would be relatively bad. We could force find a land in the top 3. Well, I mean, there's no guarantees, but... I think we pass? I don't think we risk searching for the land, because having the negate for, like, a Kamano... See, like, that's not that bad, right? I guess. I don't... What do we counter against mono red? Everything's 1 or 2 mana. So, like, what do we counter? Blazing Crescendo, nice. Ooh, Adversary off the top. Woohoo, that is a 6/5 Swift Spear. We're in trouble, guys. Delver. Okay. Play Delver, keep the Consider open, and slip out the back if they decide to use Burn on the Delver. Or we could block Adversary, slip out the back Delver. On the stack, they could burn it with a Play with Fire, though, which would be really bad. So let's see if they have like a sorcery speed card with the Mountain. Because the Consider might be the play. Ah, jeez. Do we risk the Play with Fire? I guess we risk it, and the reason being, we're getting low enough anyways to where if that Play with Fire hits the Delver, at least it's not hitting our face. And if it doesn't hit the Delver, then this is 2 damage that we're not taking from Adversary regardless. So here's what that ended up being, right? It ended up being 2 cards for the price of 4 damage. Was it worth it? I have no idea. Delver, you're gonna have to go down as a blocker for now, buddy. And if it would have stayed, then that extra counter on the Delver would have been huge for the Proliferate. Again, we could consider on our turn to look for that land. I don't think that's worth it, right? We'd rather make them play around something in our hand that doesn't exist, right? Maybe. If we looked for the land, though, I have no idea. I don't know what the protocol would have been there at all. Just gonna block a Swift Spear. They have 2 mountains open, and that could be like 2 1-drops or 1 mana cards, right? It could also be nothing, but I think it is going to be something. Blazing Crescendo. Alright. If that was a Spell Pierce, huh? Let me tell you what. Fading Hope's a little too slow, and we're not seeing land. Oh, we'll still take the Fading Hope, though. It might be able to... No, we're going to die. Oh, we're super dead. Experimental Augury. Yeah, maybe I should have just been searching for the land the whole time, huh? Oh my goodness, there's still no land. Well, that's that. Good game, opponent. Drop the squeeze, swinging on him. Love to see Blazing Crescendo seeing some play right now. Very cool card. Just like seeing the top card when you're running so many hasty creatures and everything too, like, you know what I mean? It makes a lot of sense. If they didn't have a squee in hand, they saw a Phoenix Chick off the Crescendo, like that is just, that's powerful, man. That's good stuff. That's what Mono Red likes to see. Makes me a little jealous, honestly. I kind of wish I was playing Mono Red right about now, but you know, it is what it is. And I'm not like, it's not like I'm having a bad time at all. It's fun to experience the other side of things sometimes. And we've played Mono Blue Tempo in the past. It just looked very differently and very much more Red Cat with a lot more creatures and like ninjas, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Okay, no creatures again. Well, now I'm scared, but yeah, we'll try it. 2 islands, now I'm scared, right? Maybe we want to talk about 22 islands, but I don't know. 21 islands overall has been fine. I think one of the big things we really want to talk about... I'll keep the Fading Hope. For potential scry and everything too. Briefcase. I'll stop that. That's a little bit of ramp and a little creature on the board. I don't know. I feel like I could probably make better decisions with my counter spells, but again, ramp and a creature on the board will stop it from happening. Ooh. Not good. Well, Adversary can come down. 4th mana hits. Oh, nice. Surprised they didn't play around Make Disappear, but probably means they have another one in hand. Delver, that's sketchy, man, because maybe we Fading Hope one of these now so they can't use it as ramp next turn. Maybe not. Let's just keep the slip out the back open for now and see what kind of big creatures they end up playing, because we could always bounce those with the Fading Hope too. 7 mana available for the opponent. Maybe, yeah, Titan of Industry could hit. Okay, okay. Okay, well, they might go token here then, because the -7 doesn't make much sense. And then Fading Hope hits the token. Hey, an island on top. Let's keep that. Of course, it doesn't work with Delver, but we need the island, obviously. We obviously needed that. We could swing it Nissa here so they can't -7. Discovery's open. Do we just like full swing at this? Right? Maybe? I guess. The plus is going to be a pain in the butt. Down to 5. End turn. We don't have any artifacts or enchantments for them to hit. Go ahead and grab a 6/6 here. Briefcase is hitting the board, sure. It's going to be Thirst for Discovery this turn. Swing with some 1/1s? Wow, no 5-drop. That's good news. Delver might flip next turn. Let's go Thirst for Discovery. See what we see. Augury. I like the extra island, but I also like everything else in this hand too. I like the Consider and whatnot. Just playing those would be fine, right? Maybe not. We could, if we send these and keep the island. Is that the same concept though? I guess we send the island. And we'd rather play those then. This is almost out of here. Fading Hope's excellent for the 6/6. Was thinking that through a little bit. I don't know when we want to play Consider on our turn. If there's like ever a time where we want to search for a way to do more or more damage, right? So if they play a second Nissa, it's probably going to be just GG. Right now we have Thirst for Discovery available. See, if we considered find a land, then I guess we'd be stalking the grave if we found a land, though. So it really depends. The 2/2. Full swing. They know we have the Fading Hope, so let's get that Scry. A Negate. That could be great for the next Nissa, but we won't have the mana for it to, like, we won't be able to grab it with the Consider because we don't have the mana for it. Supply drop? The heck? Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Okay. I wonder what that's doing in the build, guys. It's an artifact, and they have another artifact with Briefcase. So, okay. Interesting. We're gonna play Consider just for, and we'll have the slip out the back open still. Let's grab that Negate. Is that worth it? We're just stalking the grave then with the Consider and getting one card deeper? I guess so. I guess that makes sense. Another island is good news. Adversary takes care of that. What a game, guys. What a game. Slip out the back is open too. Alright, I think we're safe. Well, we could take 4 damage here. We have Negate in hand. Nissa's out. So I think we still swing. And we have a lot going on here. Protection for our creatures, everything. If we see land off the top, flow of knowledge is going to be open. Okay, going for a swing. They don't have the second Nissa yet. Let's go ahead and see if we find a Fading Hope, actually. Yeah, it's going to be Fading Hope instead of Thirst. That way we can keep the Negate open. How do you guys feel about that? Jace. Okay, Jace. Interesting. Taking 4 down to 9. We have 5 in the air. They have a ton of mana, dude. Not seeing their top end, I guess. Yeah, we don't negate that. The negate is specifically for the Nissa, as that is definitely their win condition. We could slip out the back for counters, more damage in the air, but I don't think we do. Fading Hope is good. Okay, alright. How do we survive if the second Nissa is going to hit the board at some point? We got to keep the negate open, right? And keep probably one blocker back, since they're doing so much excess damage here. Fading Hope now. Ah, what the heck? Let's risk it all, man. Let's do this. On this turn, we could Thirst for Discovery. Go Jace. There's so many options, guys. What on earth? Wasn't expecting this. So Fading Hope's available, but we need to keep Negate. Slip out the backs for protection. I guess at the end of this turn. So supply drop draw. Okay. Yeah, they're really looking for their win condition here because they have enough mana to do it. Nissa hit and then -7. Devilish Valet. Oh, buddy. Okay. Okay. So no other creatures for the Valet, huh? Wasn't expecting anything hasty, that's for sure. You know what could be interesting? Supply drop. Wow. You know what? We don't want to take that 2 damage, guys. I don't think we want to take that extra 2 damage at all. At this point, I guess the extra island wouldn't be too bad, since we'd be able to... Maybe it is pretty bad. I don't know. Ah, send help, everybody. It's a 5 damage, dude. So, like, if we don't... I don't know what we could possibly find. I think they went wide enough to get there. I think they did. Because Jace could come down. We don't take the 2. We'll have Slip Out the Back available. They're at 10. We needed one more turn somehow. We go Thirst for Discovery. 2 blockers back. Okay, hold on. We go Jace without taking 2. We'll have Slip Out the Back for one of their creatures too.
Surrender your mind to Phyrexia's will.
We have 11 cards in the graveyard, so we do this to the Valet. Have Slip Out the Back. We can block 2 of these. We'll take 2. It depends what's in their hand, and yeah, we can't swing this turn. I probably had some very greedy swings this whole time. Oh, they found the Nissa! Or they were holding it in their hand that whole time, just waiting for the right moment, but you would have thought that they're... Well, they had 3 open here. GG, opponent. Oh my goodness. That is something else, man. So, how this would work is we slip out the back one of these, right? Which we would have wanted to do before everything got the plus from forests, by the way. But we lost either way there. GG, man. Oh man, as soon as we used that, we would have taken an extra 2 from the supply drop. We wouldn't have had the 2 mana open to play Jace and keep the Negate open for the Nissa either, so tough uphill games. You know what? I did have fun that game. I did, actually. There was a lot of tough decisions. That was like one of those matches where you can really tell that I have very little practice with mono blue. But like, you know, it was a decent one. All right, guys. Here's the deck list again. What would I change? I have no idea. You guys are going to have to tell me. Let me know in the comments what's the right configuration of counterspells right now. I feel like the meta's just all over the place. A bunch of like unique things. People are playing just a whole bunch of different things overall. While we are still seeing very powerful decks like Selesnya Toxic or Grixis or Mono Red, it's just still like we're just seeing a lot. We're seeing a lot across the board. So I think one of the big ones is, what was it? Scatter Ray. There it is. I think we could drop the Essence Capture for the 2 Scatter Ray, mainly because hitting that artifact like a Bank Buster is really, really good, huh? I like the Negate, but I would probably drop 1 Negate and go up a, what is it? Pierce, right? Spell Pierce. Or drop 1 Slip Out the Back for a Spell Pierce too. I don't know. There were many moments today where we were like, see, Spell Pierce would have been good there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, 4 games we said that. So I think Spell Pierce would be a good addition overall. I did like the Jace, but we saw how slow it was in that last game there. I think there would be some matches where Jace would actually be pretty solid overall. And, you know, it's rocking the counters on itself for the Proliferate theme. Very small Proliferate theme with the 3 Auguries. But, yeah, if you drop the whole +1/+1 counter nonsense, you could probably make it a little bit more efficient. But I liked this overall. We definitely got wrecked today, but I don't know. I think it could have gone either way in a lot of those matches. And I really enjoyed the Spectral Adversary, honestly. It's a shame that Mono Blue has kind of been, I want to call it solved, right? Like people kind of figured it out and like they figured out what works with it. And Spectral Adversary just wasn't one of the additions, which makes me very sad. I think it's great and it's like it does a lot in almost every game you see it in. I love that if you don't play your counterspell, you just drop the Spectral Adversary and be happy about it. Start swinging in next turn. That's a big part of tempo for me at least. So yeah, I wouldn't drop the 2 adversaries at all. If anything, I would try to find a way to include more of them. Maybe drop a couple Delvers for a couple more adversaries. I would enjoy that. If you do that though, you'd probably want to look at that 22 land that we talked about earlier too. 21 might not be enough for this particular build, so it depends. Hey, either way, guys, if you made it this far into the video, then for real, y'all are champions. We'll be back to our normal red cat nonsense for tomorrow's video. Either way, thank you again for being here, and I will see you in the next video.